So you're brought in to write an app for a company. The rule you're given is that you have a 50-millisecond response time. We need this app which takes data from some place and sends it to somewhere else, or goes in a database, or goes into a network, or does some vital business function and talks to another system, and it needs to do it within 50 milliseconds. When you're writing the app to start with, you want to look at what is the business domain that you're writing the app in, what does the business need to do, what feels natural to the users, how can you make it play well with other systems, how can you make the infrastructure work, mapping out the problem, and so on. You may not be able to optimize for all future situations, but you make something that works. So this silly little function, which just adds loads of numbers together, is like a proxy for, let's say, the application talks to a database or talks to a network. And this just keeps Python busy and pretends to be slow. And then we have a timer function. So what we're going to do is we're going to find out the time. We're going to run the function. Then we're going to find out the time again, and we're going to subtract the original time. And that'll give us how long it took. To start with, the business says we want to try it out with our 1,000 select customers who are up for a beta program and really want this feature. So we have 1,000 customers, we run the app, and everything's fine. And then they're really happy, the contract ends, and you leave. While you're away, they expand it to the whole of the country. It goes to live nationwide with 100,000 customers, and it's all great. A couple of years later, they roll it out globally with 50 million customers, and it all fails. It doesn't meet the service level agreement anymore. It's taken too long. They suddenly discover that this system exists, that they've forgotten about, and that it's broken, and they call you back in after a couple of years, and you make a different implementation of the app. So maybe you change how the database works, or you change it from doing everything sequentially to doing things in parallel, or you shard things, or you find a way of making it faster. And then you bring the new version out, the 1,000 beta customers, and they're happy with it. And then you roll it out nationwide, and they're happy with it. And then you do it globally, and they're happy with it. This is just supposed to be a silly function that's approximating a system. But if you want to know why I turned this into this, you can watch another video, which will be up here. The original app wasn't bad code. You could have optimized it had you known which direction they'd taken it in, but you didn't really know that they'd roll it out globally. You weren't asked for that. That wasn't the specifications you were given. The original app wasn't bad code. It was the right code for the time. It only became the wrong code when it succeeded enough to break. So in the meantime, the company had made millions of pounds rolling this out and getting more customers, and it became really successful, and the success broke the app. You don't know which way it's going to grow. You don't know which way it's going to evolve. You don't know if it's going to be successful. You can only code an app you're asked to make. As the software developer, you can't say how they're going to market it and what the marketing department's going to do, and if the marketing department's going to push it hard or it's going to go slow or it's going to clash with some other app the business make. That's not your responsibility. You can only make the app to the specifications that you were given at the beginning. You optimize for the problem you have today and trust your future self to handle the success when it arrives. Optimizing prematurely might make us all kinds of problems, might actually make it harder to actually get the success. If you do the premature optimization, you might constrain the app in some way, or you might slow it down so it doesn't get to market in time. So deal with the problem you have at the beginning, which is getting it to function, getting it to do what the customers need. Optimize for the problem you have today and trust your future self to handle success when it arrives. Don't optimize for the problem you might have in 5 years. Premature optimization is the root of all evil. Anyway, that's what I think. Tell me what you think in the comments, and like and subscribe. Now go code something. See you next time.